Microphone on. I have that picture, but it's captioned. It says, "Let me seduce you." Fluffy is on.
He's so excited. I'm
Wait,
so
what's that?
excited.
Who followed 3 days ago?
It's Merlin. It's Mimi. You gotta be the names.
Oh yeah, well, I can see it from where. No, here it is. It's definitely not. I mean, I don't think it's in there. Alright, where's that? D&D capture. And hello, everyone. Welcome to our glorious insanity here on a Monday. Yes. I hope the audio is doing well. I've adjusted it, hopefully for the better. The lighting is different. The couch is further forward. All the things that you, the viewer at home, don't give a shit about. Alright, so we are going to begin today, as we begin every Monday, with recap roll.
Ow.
Roll for recap. And may RN Jesus be ever in your favor.
Oh, yes, I got a low number.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Yeah! This is gonna be.
I cannot cheer on my own channel. Oh, wait, hold on, I forgot.
What?
Bah!
You
So
are
we're
in the
going with
palm
low
of my
numbers.
hand.
The D100 said that we're going with low numbers tonight. Yes. Cry. This pleases me. Okay. Roro. Oh, let me settle in here with some chloroform. Why don't you tell us what happened last time and in the intervening days?
Okay, so it all began on a really snowy night, and there was a fire. Okay, so pretty much...
That's how long Roro's been waiting to recap.
Yeah.
It's true. So, pretty much, Roro's plan to get into the dumb dragon cave didn't actually work out, and so he ended up meeting up with everybody else because Scotty finally returned, and she came out of the mountains, and everyone was like looking for her, and they finally found Gil as well, who was in the, what was that one area called? With all the bird people.
The Aries.
Yeah, that part. And he was in there. He's like getting ready to go like dungeon delving for this psycho dragon over here, and so we finally found him. But we had to make Roro invisible because he's just too gorgeous that he would cause way too much attention.
He's paranoid.
As well as yes, but then he didn't realize he was invisible, so he kept talking. That was fun. So then everything kind of came out, and Scotty revealed that she's finally signed on with Asaka, which really didn't settle well with most of the drift. And
Mostly Gil.
Mostly Gil, who was really just lacking sleep and not doing very well. You know how it goes. Then it came out for Roro's plan, and that didn't go well, because nobody was like, this is a good idea. So Scotty went and told Daddy in the sky, and Grandma's gonna go steal it.
Oh, I really hate you right now.
So pretty much, Roro then was trying to figure out something what to do, and when we go into intermission, that's where it kind of comes up where Roro had a very, very long conversation with Tasaka, is I'm pretty sure it was pretty long, who kind of convinced Roro to start parting ways with Salvatore, and so now Roro's in a little bit of a loose track because he didn't want to do Asaka's deal, which was go and like fight shit or whatever if they win. Gil's still sleeping. Scotty is now looking for the kobold that she completely forgot about. And bam! Cutest cat boy on the planet pops up. And he's been helping Scotty look for her kobold friend. But we don't really know where he is yet.
No,
Small, but there, cat boy.
we're no, we're shutting it down.
So, Roro showed great restraint and didn't touch his ears. I'll let you introduce yourself, Patrick.
What do you mean?
You have a cat boy here. Introduce him.
He's Des. He's there. He's cute. He's cat.
Thank you.
He is the most
He's
cat.
little.
He is little. He's very little.
I love
He
him.
is like 3 feet tall. And he has one purple eye visible. The other one's covered up. He hasn't expressed why. And he has blue hair, and he's little.
He kind of looks like Torin's love child.
Well, maybe, but his ears are dark blue.
So, that was recap.
Oh, who damn said I was done?
You're not done?
Where's my gun?
And that's pretty much where we pick up.
Well, hey, inappropriate props are not welcome here.
This is my stream, my rules.
This is my house.
Our house. I pay rent here too. I pay rent over this particular room.
They rent for this room.
It's the one I'm in the most. Not a lie.
Are y'all done with your environmental wars?
So,
Would anybody else like to add to
What
this?
did I miss? How could I have
Does any-
possibly
does-
missed anything, actually?
Does anybody else have anything to add to
I
the...
have input.
Okay.
Well, let's see. One, Scotty got a new tattoo.
Groundbreaking.
It's important. Two, Gil told everybody on the ship that Asaka was a mass murderer, including Scotty, who hasn't heard this before. Asaka willingly admitted to this and talked about redemption. Then Asaka made himself present to Roro, and Roro nearly collapsed under the weight of it.
He did not.
And Asaka pretty much told Roro that he was a puppet to Salvador, and got Roro to rethink his alignment, but Roro still denied aligning with Asaka. Other than that, yeah, the kobold is missing. So,
That is what was so important.
those are very important plot hooks.
And Morgram has taken Sword to be appraised.
Yes.
Yes,
Morgram-
Morgrum, the other member of your party.
Morgan can speak for himself.
I thought this was an order of who was recapping for themselves.
No. No, this is not roll for narcissism. This is.
Wow, okay. You know what? We're gonna have to put this on a quick pause.
Bye.
Quinn might not come back.
No!
You wake the kids.
Oh, my kidney.
I swear to God, if the kids wake up after that, you're going to go settle them.
And they
Oh,
can
that's
scream
gonna
at
make
you.
him. That's gonna make him scream more.
That'll be your problem.
Okay.
I mean, if it was actually loud enough to wake up Artemis, I'd give up.
Jeez, I would. join your
Morgrim went
vacation.
to a blacksmith and is trying to leave us by propaganding his work.
So now we're rolling for salt.
I'm gonna roll for murder.
You missed.
My hammer.
Okay, children, now, Morgrim, why are you trying to leave us?
No one said he was. He's just exploring options.
He's looking for tradesmen.
And you know what? Next time you can recap, seeing as you didn't like our recap.
Which was flawless on my end. Ow. Bucka.
Would you put the inappropriate prop away?
It's not inappropriate. It's a
He's
tool.
very inappropriate.
Let me get my knife then.
No. Continue the game.
Yeah, the madam.
Good boy.
How did we waste a half hour on that?
Well, there was 10 minutes of.
But that 10 minutes
Beforehand.
felt a lot longer.
Well, no, the 10 minutes was the.
So we wasted 23 minutes on that.
No, we've wasted about 13.
We're going to waste a whole lot more now.
Time's a funny thing, isn't it?
So, in response to Dez's remark, Roro will blush and kind of withdraw himself with no further sarcastic comments.
So.
Well, if that's where we're picking up, Dez is gonna take them to where he believes the cobalt is, which is the Ember Temple.
The Ember Dome.
Dome, that's what it was.
Which, despite his claims, is not really close by to them.
Oh, well, see, I don't know this shit. I thought you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Patrick, welcome to our lives.
It's all right. So the Ember Dome is actually here. And you guys were kind of under this area.
Roro's gonna talk the whole time.
About?
Yes.
Himself.
And see, that was the time Scotty thought we all died.
Roro gives detailed and descriptions of what has happened on their trip since Alta Burns.
And see, one time there was this thing where we're on the boat, we're tired, we just got off Cobalt Island, which I'm pretty sure where this whole thing came from, and we got attacked in our sleep, and Scotty tried to burn the ship down.
Scotty just has steam coming off her head. She's just so annoyed.
I think you forgot to mention that I had killed a person just like this!
I'm pretty pretty sure she failed to kill anybody in that encounter too. She just lit the boat on fire.
No, I think he killed the guy who was attacking
The
you.
one, not with the fire.
Not with the fire. He dodged. I remember this.
So Rowan's just gonna tell very detailed stories all the way there.
And Scotty's going to control her anger.
And this is my violin. Do you want to hear a song?
And Gil looks like that while he's sleeping.
I don't know what he's doing, but he's got to be doing something. This twitch in my eye only happens when he's doing something.
It kind of goes like this. Row, row, row your boat.
God.
Rowan flinches with pain just because he can actually physically feel Gil punching him.
So it's about half an hour of this
Oh, plenty of time.
traveling down there.
Oh, Scotty.
Where you will be on the lowest tier, essentially the ground level, out past the farmlands, you see this large walled structure. The fence, the wall itself only goes up to about 3 feet or so in height,
Sorry, Des.
and the rest of it is this massive crystalline globe, almost like a cap on top of it.
Like a physical object or just the glow part of it?
There seems to be a crystalline cap
Oh.
on top of this, starting at this 3 foot mark of the wall and going up about a good 20 feet into the air at its peak.
Oh, I missed the crystalline part.
Yeah, it's a crystalline dome.
Okay.
So moving your way to the main gate of this, the crystal almost looks almost frosted. It's an opaque crystal when you come up to it. And there are a couple of elven gentlemen standing at the gates to this structure. It seems like they've got swords at their sides. They're wearing kind of natural looking leathers for armors. They're kind of watching people go in and out. But otherwise they're just standing guard.
People are just freely going in and out.
Not many are coming or going, but you see one or two.
Is that just going to lead us directly in, or...
Yes.
Rose, so going to keep talking.
I didn't say that I know exactly where he is in the dome, just that he's in the dome. So there's that.
It's fair. So, you pass by the guards and through the arch without issue. 2 things you notice passing the threshold. 1, it is extraordinarily warm and humid compared to the mountain air, the forested mountain air that you were just in. Like, you are suddenly in the tropics. 2, you are staring over down the thoroughfare that definitely seems larger than what you clocked the area to be like. Whereas where it was a few city blocks on the outside, on the inside here, you can easily see that level of space to either side of you in other what looks to be residential areas. The architecture has changed from more of kind of like a natural like brown stone work, like carved stone, to more like kind of thatched structure. It's almost like reeds and bamboo are used primarily to construct the houses around here. They have thatched roofs. Um, you are essentially standing on a large pier, going straight forward with these two settlements on either end, and you see that you are on essentially the banks of a massive lake, and you can see mountains rising up in the distance.
Do we see any sign of the kobold?
You see people wandering around. They are definitely dressed lighter than outside, though there's a little bit of a similar style, a lot of natural colors. But people are definitely dressed. Well, there's a lot of shorts, sundresses. There's a lot of light attire.
Des will. Well, That's the extent of what I know. He's in here somewhere, but it's kind of big, so it might take.
We can yell for him.
Go ahead and give me a round of perception checks. Okay. Roro, as you're kind of just casually looking around, you will notice that there is a small creature kind of wandering around. Is about 2.5 feet tall, almost like halfling or gnomish in structure, but their skin is shaded in a light red. This creature has no hair. It has slightly pointed ears, almost like you would see on like a half elf. It has kind of pit of a dark, almost kind of like a coal-like black, and eyes that kind of shimmer with little pinpoints of light, like smoldering coals. You see one of these things kind of wander around. Otherwise, it's, aside from it being hairless, it's very svelte, very lithe. Its features are sharp and angular, almost fey-like. Kind of attractive in its composition and balance. But just wandering around, kind of, you see it wander into one of the settlements there. It seems to be carrying a wicker basket, kind of puffed up on one of its shoulders, kind of dragging it around.
River will poke Scotty's shoulder. He went in there. I told you, just saw him go in there.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, Scotty will head in the direction that Roro has pointed out.
Moving in that direction, you go. It's the northern of the two settlements. Something strikes you also as this opens up into almost kind of like an open market. You see people trading fish, other catches. You think you see a small gator hanging from one of them that that like a gnomish individual is trying to sell. Dried grains, fruits that would certainly be in a more be grown in a more tropical location as to anywhere else around here. And you all see patrolling this creature who's about 6.5 feet tall.
Patrolling, like keeping eyes on the ground, or
Patrolling the area. About 6.5 feet tall, white skin. Although at closer look, it looks. It's not skin, but it's lightly furred. This feline-like creature, almost Amazonian in build, slim, compact, muscles almost like a panther. Is wearing a crude, well-made but somewhat primitively styled leather top and sarong, and a long tail that's tipped with a tuft of kind of orangish yellow fur, as matches the unruly mane of hair that this feline humanoid creature is patrolling around, carrying a tribal-looking spear in one hand.
if they're patrolling, then I will go up to them to see if they know where the kobold is.
Everyone's going to look between Des and this patroller.
Oh yeah.
And then back to Des, and then back to this patroller.
Yeah, the Dez could stand on Dez's shoulders and still have some room to possibly
I'm looking
have to
at
look just
the
a little bit.
cat features, going, huh,
Oh God, Roro's thing.
right, Just note, he's still contemplating this right now.
So you approach this woman. They have the kind of like the reverse feet, where it kind of has that extra bend in them.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks and just,
We're looking for a kobold. Have you seen one in this area?
Those are the wrong dice.
Please don't roll the evil monster dice at me.
The creature is not trying to murder you yet, so.
Yet.
Yes.
Well, Roro's yet to speak.
Still looking between Des and this
God.
person. He'll tap Scotty on the shoulder while looking back and forth between the two.
So I will roll the NPC dice.
For what it's worth, Dez is probably just.
You have to find Ratman?
I don't know.
So
Excitedly dancing around. Not all over, just like in place.
I haven't seen any kobold. At least not the last few days. They're usually deeper on in.
There is a settlement.
They don't cause us much trouble most of the time.
Alright. Deeper in, as in across the lake?
Yes. They're near the forest line in the mountains.
I appreciate that, thank you.
So just gonna pick up and just gonna start striding around back to her patrols.
River will look at her legs and look at Des's legs. Maybe not.
there's a settlement of kobold across the lake, but I'd still like to check around and see if anybody has noticed our particular kobold. I wouldn't assume that he could pass without notice.
That's a good idea. Maybe he offended some people. That would be fun.
Sure, but perhaps we should look for a few more people to ask.
Maybe some more people who look like Des. That'd be fun. I have questions now.
Please don't ask them if they're related, Roro. That's rude.
But what if they are?
Every time you've asked me, they haven't been.
Well,
And I've wanted to slap the shit out of you for it.
well, that just means we haven't actually found your family yet. But we will.
We're not looking. Alright, I'm gonna go look for somebody else. Scotty's just going to turn around and walk away and look for anybody else to ask. She knows she can't win this argument.
Let's see. We'll have you give us a check on your persuasion.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
Who am I persuading?
You're
Me.
talking to people.
Oh.
You're looking for information
So
regarding
the
the kobold.
general people, okay.
So, Des, are you trying to tell me that you're not related to that person? Oh, creature.
No, I'm not related to anyone that I'm aware of.
Oh. Interesting.
Not bad for a +2.
Yeah. For a -1 in charisma.
But you're proficient.
I am. Somehow.
Gotta make it up somehow. Oh, your prince, cat. Oh, cat.
I'll let you know if I can spot someone else who's related to you. It's fine. We'll find them.
So you ask around for a little bit, and oddly enough, your answer comes to you in the form of a man with no shirt and no legs. In place of the legs, starting at about the hip area, trails into a long serpentine tail.
Okay.
You yes. You've met a snake man. And with this, by the general looks of him, he's a hunter. And he will inform you that he did see a peculiar looking kobold in the area who did leave on one of the skiffs going out. It was peculiar because he basically matches the descriptions. He will describe the rather odd way that he was carrying a book on his back that was half the size of him.
Yeah, that's my kobold.
He says this was sometime last night, when he last saw him.
Perfect. Alright. She will thank him and try to not ogle him, because curious.
When he's further enough away, he's going to kind of like lean over to Des. I think my brother might be really related to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you're not an icky snake.
Oh, you're so cute. No, my stepbrother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as in he really needs a different kind of skin treatment. You know, lotions or something.
Roro,
Yes.
you're not going to find anybody here related to anybody else, unless they all live here together. But I've got confirmation that the kobold headed across the lake.
Oh.
We need to get over there.
Can you swim?
I can swim.
Can you swim?
You saying that to Des?
Yeah.
Water's not my favorite thing.
Boy, do we have a campaign setting for you.
Go meet Elia. They can commiserate together.
Exactly what that game needs. 3 cat people.
Can always use one more.
Yeah. I'm convinced Tori's love child is in this game now.
So, let's see if somebody will rent us a way across.
Well, if we need help persuading anyone to do that, I can definitely do that. I've already done it once.
Stares blankly. Scotty doesn't know about the boat.
It's true.
With a sigh at Roro's confused statement, she will head towards anywhere that looks like it's selling boats.
You see that there's some small craft. It doesn't seem to be any large vessels, but you can see some small fishing ships, a couple of sailing skiffs. You know, kind of like pontoon boats.
Any chance somebody will take them across?
Are you just asking if someone could take you across?
Well, that's what Scotty's going to ask when she starts asking about the boats.
All right. Well, that would be another persuasion.
Can it just be based off how cute Scotty is?
You won't get very far.
Yay. 2 charisma casters watch the wizard talk to people.
It's so bad.
I know.
Hey, you know what? This is great. No one else is. Hey, look. No one else is saying, "Hey, I'll go and ask." No, you're letting the wizard do it.
This shy, awkward wizard who looks kind of scary with her black eyes and white pupils.
Are you saying you would let Robo talk right now?
It would do better than Scotty. Scotty is weird.
Seeing the group of your... If you give him about... You find a guy who'll give you a ride across to the other side of Ember for about 10 gold.
Ouch. That's pricey. That's more than a room would cost.
That is his price.
Robo will pull it out and give it.
All right. It takes you about 20 minutes to cross this lake. And you find yourselves on a shoreline that leads into kind of a jungle-ish terrain.
Oh dear.
Does this remind you of Cobalt Island, like super hardcore right now?
Unfortunately.
Okay, there's a water.
The trees were more piney on Cobalt Island.
Okay. If there's a water elemental, I'm out.
Well, we need to be careful of traps. If you remember last time, there were quite a few that luckily Silson had dismantled before us.
Oh, yeah. Didn't I lead during that one?
I don't remember, Roro. I just remember that a lot of the traps were dismantled.
There was a lot of running and screaming. I don't know much else past that.
I did a lot more than that.
Are there any kobolds to ask?
You can try investigation if you'd like.
Is that for all of us?
She's the only one asking.
Woohoo! This one I know because I'm the wizard. I'm excited, sorry.
Looking around, and a little off the shoreline, the guy who brought you across was going to wait a couple of hours for you to come back and then take you back. The return trip was included.
That's good.
So looking around a bit, there are no kobolds that you can see. However, you do see kind of three-toed, clawed footprints in the just a little bit beyond the tree line as you're looking around, and a bit of a path, and a little bit of a path that starts on, not directly in view of the shore, but.
What's the chance that he likes it here and we should just leave him?
Well, that depends. Do you need him for anything?
My main concern is that he's a bit eccentric.
No.
A bit?
And I don't want him causing trouble that could get us in trouble. And I fear that if we leave him without saying anything, that is exactly what will happen.
And it would be really rude. He's like your pet, Scotty. If you just abandon him in a forest, he will find you, and you won't like him.
I do owe him quite a bit, so...
He did do you a big favor.
Does...
Well, for what it's worth, we already kind of came this far and bought passage, so might as well at least check.
He's smart. We should definitely go with what he said.
Alright. Then into the trees we go. Who's leading?
Ooh, oh, I can.
Alright.
Alright.
We's gonna die.
So we'll have you roll survival.
Yes.
Good roll.
Very good roll.
You're
That
laughing
could've
because that's not what you expected.
that could have gone hilariously. Whether I'm going to say good or bad or not, that's... So, you're able to follow this path. You're also able to find a couple of spaces where... That's a rope on the ground. Those rocks are stacked weird. Okay, that's just a log with, like, stone teeth embedded into it.
Not suspicious at all.
You rolled high. You rolled quite high. So you see a couple of very kind of koboldy made implements. And a good about, I want to say it takes you about 20 minutes tracking through here, keeping an eye out, because you're well aware of what kobolds tend to do, as you're slightly scarred by them. But you manage to break through the clearing, and you see a somewhat similar styled village. Lots of grass huts that are... They're less grass huts, but it's more like they dug holes down into rock overcrops, and then put layers of fronds and whatnot to give, like, dugout kind of homes, what it looks like. And you do see a large gathering of kobolds. Not looking at you direct. Well, actually, go ahead and give us stealth. Everybody.
Good, perfect.
Before I go making
Ooh.
Oh!
Scotty's being serious about this.
super manic Okay, come on. No, oh. Fluffy, I was expecting you to get double 10s at that point. Like, whatever. Like, at that point, double 17s.
Should have
I
been
the
10s or
zeros,
15s.
though.
Oh, well, no, because, she rolled 2 20s, he rolled 2 1s, you'd need to be rolling 2 10s, so you'd have to have 17s lined up on both of those.
Ah,
I'm
gotcha.
so upset right now.
Okay, well,
I do have one little thing to add. I guess it can kind of help add to this roll a little tiny bit. Is as they're walking through, hey, remember when they did that on Cobalt Island? Hey, watch out for that one. It's kind of the same as Cobalt Island, and that rope is the same as Cobalt. It's probably the same rope from Cobalt Island, actually.
say Cobalt Island once again!
Hey. Good news is if they decide to eat us, they're gonna eat him first.
They're gonna what?
They don't even see Scotty and Des. They just see Roro.
Yep. These guys just noped out. Into the tree line, just like, they kind of walked out into the clearing, saw Rory go, and that reminds me of Cobalt, and they just Homer Simpsoned into the bush. They're like, no. So, 20.
I don't have my sword.
Yeah, you don't have your sword.
Oh my god, I don't have a sword!
Fucking Roro! The bitch wanted me to die.
Roro is. I'm pretty sure you don't know. You have darts.
Oh yay!
You've got heavy arrows to throw. But yeah, you do not have your sword. Aren't you glad it's not your spellcasting focus?
Yeah.
I think that was your violin, did we say?
Yeah.
That was just the most hilarious thing to me. It's like, yeah, Aurora doesn't have a sword. Okay, so
Somebody
we've got...
needs to go back and clip that.
Like now, before they attack.
Hey, I don't have the Twitch up there. So you guys have an average of a 15.
Roro.
I know!
Way to drag down those averages, man.
Oh.
Good job.
I should just put that in my backstory. Well, no, we're dragging down the average.
Did they roll a natural 20?
No, but you have an average of 15.3, and they just straight up rolled a 16.
Of course they did.
I'm sobbing!
Scotty's 20 should be unaffected.
Oh, they noticed the approach, but they definitely don't know. Like I said, it's kind of like almost in tandem. They just kind of like stop and Homer Simpson backwards into the camouflage as Roro just keeps walking forward. It's like, ooh, and these tracks look like they come up too. Oh, and you see.
Hey.
Actually, what it is you're walking with. Oh, and that rope looks like and you step over a rope and you step down onto a rope that was hidden right past it, and then you hear this like bone clacking wind chime just suddenly shaking and rattling around, just like, and all the heads pop like
Meerkats.
yeah, pretty much like puppy lizard meerkats just
We're just gonna. Hello.
looking around. You have what is your passive 15? Yeah, you do not see your companions. Your passive 15 is just like, no, they are just suddenly you're alone in the clearing of this kobold village, and all eyes are now on you.
I come in peace. I play music. He was paused by me.
You hear some draconic murmuring coming from in their clouds, and then you hear, yeah, do you understand draconic?
I do. I did something right.
You think you hear mumblings of delivery?
Oh, what?
It's like, ooh, it came to us. Not to have to hunt. Interloper. Ooh, he looks good.
Got it. Got her.
And then you hear, no, this meat is not for eating. Not yet. He has been claimed.
And the what?
As now you see, almost on this roughly piled grouping of rocks, that almost is like a podium, a very primitive one. You see, draped in his kind of tattered, ruddy brown robes, that wild-eyed look and that big grin, looking over this overly large tome sat on top of it, is that kobold.
Oh, hi.
He's just- Hello, meats.
No, you see, my name was Roro, remember? We talked about that.
Tasty meat, yes.
What?
Lessons that we've had. Come. Oh, not fear. The meats. The meats is safe.
You don't want to eat me, though.
Not yet. It's not tender. No.
I play good music. I'm a useful meat. Okay.
Everyone's a critic.
I can learn your music. Get here.
What does the meats want? I'm busy.
I brought you the Dragon Queen.
Roll persuasion.
Oh.
I'm not having you roll deception. It doesn't.
Why do I have to persuade my own friends to come out of the woods? You!
Well, you're trying to persuade the kobold that you're telling the truth.
You're doing a bad job.
I am telling the truth.
That's why I didn't have you roll deception.
True. I'd like to point something out again that is now the second one that I'm proficient at.
Yeah, you have
2 natural ones.
Yeah. Persuasion being a charisma skill, you being a bard. Yeah. Wow, this is really weird because normally your rolls do okay out of combat.
I know.
You cursed it by mentioning it earlier.
Did.
Probably. Good news is, if you get into a fight, odds are you're gonna do all right. I mean, on the downside, you don't have your sword, so.
Oh, you might as well just leave me here.
It's okay. He'll just use vicious mockery the whole thing.
There we go.
Polymorph yourself into a mammoth.
I mean, at that point, so he's just kind of like, you do not speak her name. So, meets, come to learn, come to feed.
Come to learn. Come to learn what? I like learning.
Teaching my kin the ways.
Uh-oh. Don't like the sound of that.
You're what?
Yes. The two of you can jump in at any time, by the way. Unless they're just going like, no, let's see how this goes.
Scotty is so tempted to let him get eaten after walking for half an hour with him non-stop talking.
At this point, maybe.
Alright, Scotty will.
And really, I've known him for like half an hour, so.
And he hasn't shut up.
Best half hour of your damn life, bitch.
Scotty will step out of the greenery.
The Dragon Queen!
No. If she's going, Des will follow.
Roro, step in the fuck behind her.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
You
Some of them were
waited
getting a
long-
little twitchy.
You waited long enough. Were you trying to get me in?
I
You said
wanted
you
to
had
see
this.
what- I wanted to see what they would do.
They were going to eat me.
They said they wouldn't.
No, he
Yes.
said that he...
Yet? You go. Go take care of this. Roro's just gonna inch behind the tree that Scotty was hiding behind.
What can you do?
I had lost track of you and wanted to make sure you were okay.
Heard the calling of our kin. So sad they are.
Why are they sad?
Look at them. Look at the sticks they play. Forgotten or never known. Proud heritage. Mighty Cobaldantes.
Because they are not on the island in which you have come from.
Oh. Primitive, these ones, yes. But pure. Not like the others. Their minds are fresh. They can learn still. Learn the ways, the good ways.
What are you going to teach them?
Holds up this book.
Oh god. Oh dear god. Fireball.
And
Looking inside this book, one, you think you pretty much see the scrawl, draconic, kind of almost madness scrawled inside this book. Like, these letters don't quite make sense, and some of them just have odd allusions to the hungry one. And a couple of randomly in through these this pair of pages you're seeing also has allusions to tasty meats. He who hungers. And you do see what looks very familiar as the makings of a fireball spell on one of the pages in between the maddening scrawls. On the other one, it looks to be some kind of contraption. Like, you see, like, what looks to be like a gear, like a grouping of gears, and little, like, scrawled out arrows of motion, and odd, perhaps worrisome sketches of, like, flames and puffs of smoke. And you
I'm
just...
strangely comfortable with this idea of Kobold Wizard Army.
as he's kind of like, his snout is just barely peeking above this book. It's kind of like when you're trying to read and a dog just kind of puts his snout right above the book. Like, hey, what's going on, guys?
There's your next sticker.
He's just this. His eyes are all wide and sparkly. You don't know if he's just happy to show you off looking for approval, or if there's madness behind them, or quite a healthy dose of both. But he's like,
I see some impressive things here.
Yes.
Impressive?
The queen will see. Yes. We'll show the meats.
But
We'll show them.
Rose is gonna reach through to try to grab Des to bring them back.
no. Just back away slowly.
But do you think it's best to teach kobolds in the middle of the city these kind of things?
There's no city here.
There is outside the dome.
That's outside.
Dear.
So you expect them to stay on the island?
I'd like to roll insight on keening.
Yes.
He just kind of puts the book down. He looks very pleased with himself. Looking beyond, you see, kind of made out of sticks and bamboo and stuff, the starts of what it was either a steering column or a gear. It's like it either looks like the steering wheel on a ship or a crude gear or something, but it's leaned up against up against a nearby like rock encroachment, and you see at that point you see another one just starting to wind. It seems to be working on something. It's got a little like knife. It's carving at some bamboo. There's another one sitting behind, binding pieces with twine.
Scotty, do something.
Are you planning to take them back to the Kobold Island?
No.
No. Place is tainted. Corrupted.
Do you plan to take them on the sea?
Groot shows them the way. Shows them the path. The true path.
Path to what?
Greatness. Great heritages. Pride of Cobalantes.
Greatness comes with a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
Burning that book.
Do you really think that this is the best thing to do?
Queen can handle.
Queen can handle what? Is that supposed to be scared?
Oh God.
No, put those. Okay, thank you. No!
From off to the side, you see a sudden flash of light as your attention is drawn, and you see another kobold just kind of looking with a like hands up, shocked look as you see the smoldering on his snout. Just
Oh dear God.
as there was a flash of arcane energy. He goes, kobolds learning cantrips.
I don't think that this is the best place for this.
Certainly not on Wood Boat.
Burrow has to contain himself.
Where else? He's safe here. In walls, in village. Lots of water.
And you believe that they won't become a threat to the village people?
Kind of quirks his head at you.
And in return, the village people would become a threat to them. Would it be responsible to put their life in danger?
Not up to me. Ow.
Who is it up to?
It's up to them. My brethren are free. Not up to Groot's to do. Not to disturb them. Not to lead. Not for Queen, maybe.
If you keep them on the island, I will check in and see if they're ready to lead. But if they go into the village people will handle them as needed.
Yeah, fine. Fine. The meats won't hurt us.
Will you hurt the meats?
Hear what you were just saying to me? Yes, they will.
Blinku, blinku.
This is a dangerous plan, and I don't think I approve.
It's fine. Fine. Nothing bad. Heritage. Our great people will rise again.
God, a kobold uprising. This is bad. Rise again against the meat? What will you do with such great power? Be mindless eaters? Or will you build to be something great?
Everything eats.
Mm-hmm.
Great culture. Copalantis. Rise again.
You plan to make a Cobalantis here?
Good place. Without the...
Without what?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I will have to inform the village of what you're doing, and perhaps the lord of the city.
Swing. No danger. Just...
That sounds dangerous to me.
What is he gesturing at?
The randomly assembled parts.
So not okay.
First we will go under the waves.
And then
Saw sky meets. Go there. Go to sky. Never been in sky.
you want to build flying contraptions.
Oh dear.
You see that his hands that are like kind of like loosely put around the kind of on the podium, but have now kind of excitedly gone to this book and is kind of kneading at them as it's looking very excited and pleased. Des slips Roro a knife.
Roro looks at Knife with surprise and confusion.
Shit, the cat's packing.
Don't do anything to disappoint me.
Queen will be pleased with what she sees.
And then take them all out now.
Many wondrous things. Then you won't have to fear the meats. Meats will respect. When Covalantis rise.
I will trust you
That's a mistake.
for now,
Correct.
but I will be checking in. And if you grow to disappoint me, I won't allow your Covalantis.
It's fine. Fine.
Then I'm going to take my friends and we're going to leave.
Have on.
I will be checking in,
Hmm.
and I will be telling the proper people of what you're doing. Scotty will move to leave, not turning her back to the kobolds.
Yeah, I just start walking backwards. As the kobolds will kind of like turn their head back to the other one, just. And he starts directing them out of pages from his book.
River runs.
Alright, she will gesture for the boys to walk swiftly back to the boat.
Go! Go! Go!
Robo's arms will be in walking motion, but his knees will be to his chest.
She won't say anything until they're across the lake.
Do you think we really should be feeding them like this? Like that is terrifying. It's like this little army of crazy kobolds.
Look, we can't do anything to their kobold population without discussing it with them first. They are leaders in this city.
Discussing it with the kobolds?
No.
Hi, can we massacre all of you?
No, discussing it with the village leads, with the lord over the city.
Uh-huh.
I
Can't
don't know
you
why
just
they
blink
even
your
have
eyes
kobolds
twice?
here.
Can't you just blink your eyes twice and he appears?
No, that's... Whatever. Besides, we couldn't take all of them as it was.
There was a lot of kobolds there.
Last time it took Sildahadi, you and Gil and myself and Nicole, and we finally had to find Hallow.
But
That's how bad it was.
you're forgetting one very important element to our team right now. Des.
Looks at Jez.
What can you actually do? I don't know.
We have Dez! What do you do?
Look,
He just smiles.
Cat stuff.
look, let's regroup on the drift and figure out how to deal with this. I don't want the city to think that we've unleashed a terror here.
Uh-huh.
It would be bad for us.
It would definitely be bad for us. And them. And these psycho
I-
kobolds.
I think it's worth mentioning to your Fire Lord, you know. He might take interest in a bunch of kobolds learning fire in his city.
Yeah, I will make sure he is the first to know.
Blink twice, tap your heels, spin around, that's what I did.
Stares in confusion.
Do you think it's gonna be? Do you think it's better or worse that he's not directly teaching them magic? That he's teaching them science.
Worse. So much worse.
That's what happens when you have an artifice wizard kobold.
Oh my god, you made a monster.
Zorg laughs in the distance.
No, he's not an artificer. He's a wizard, but he's a school. He's a school of artifice. So he's kind of like an artificer, but not. But he's a wizard, just a techno wizard, and he's teaching kobolds who are really good at primitive mechanics.
We will make sure that Asaka knows of this.
They will be making war engines.
Yeah, you're gonna have steampunk kobolds. This is how you get steampunk
Oh god,
kobolds.
it's so bad.
Is this how Max came to be?
We don't know. Max could have come from Koboldlantis. You don't know.
Max is the product of our future.
Time gets a little slippy when you cross over sometimes.
Rover will flip the dagger around so that he's holding the blade and hand it back to Des. I appreciate this. I would definitely like to fight my sword now.
He just shrugs. I mean, you can hold on to it. I don't really need.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Speaking of swords,
My sword is much prettier.
speaking of said
Oh,
swords,
I don't doubt that.
Morgrim is headed back upwards while all this insanity is going on, unbeknownst to him.
Till we see him, or
No, you don't. You're like a couple hours into Morgrim's future right now. You're about an hour or so into his future. Hour and a half. What is Morgrim up to?
Well, he was heading back to the shop to have the weapon looked at.
Okay.
and
You head back to Drakeport Steel. Sitting there is the same Drow child. He's kind of looks up from his book as you enter again. He's still not in.
Well, when will he be back?
I don't know, but he's probably across the way. Kind of redirects you to that he might be at the Morning Star Inn. Or, sorry, the North Star Inn.
Well, did you want me to go take a look then?
If you want to talk to him, I don't know when he'll be in. Or if he's coming back today. The Drow. The Drow, with this very kind of like innocent, childlike face, is still just like kind of rolls his eyes in a bit of annoyance.
Well, that doesn't exactly tell me if that's what you're looking for.
Well,
Do you want me to go look for him for you?
well, if you want to have your craftsmanship looked after, he's the one who's hiring. I'm just looking after his shop for whatever reason. Should just close it down, or well, maybe he's waiting for orders to come in.
this child sounds like a pleasant.
He's just not thrilled with what's going on currently.
What a pleasure.
What does it?
Well, I'll go take a look across the street and see what I find. Who am I looking for?
He's a human, kind of tallish. He's wearing a white coat with red crosses on the arms.
What's his name?
Alright, I go take a look, and if I don't spot him, I'll come back and let you know.
Good, because if he's not there, I'm closing up the shop for the day. In fact, said just make for sure that he comes back, or I'm going to be doing a. I'll be closing up if he's not here in another 20 minutes.
He just nods. Alright, I can take care of that.
He'll, watch you leave, then go back to his book.
Okay, I'll just go where he said and look for someone that matches that description.
What's your passive perception? Probably pretty decent. You're a wisdom caster.
17.
17? Yeah, that's good enough. You will, entering and looking around the more common drinking area, you'll see there's a wide assortment of characters here. Mostly human or elven, but you do see the individual in question kind of sitting at a table near the bar. It seems like he's having a drink with a Drow individual.
Did he give me a name? I don't think he did.
No, he didn't.
Or maybe he did.
To my knowledge, he did not.
Well, Morgan will approach and
And what? You cut out.
excuse me.
Hmm. Oh, hi. The drow will just kind of silently nod to you. The man before you has got brown hair, kind of deep green eyes, a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow going on. Nicely presented here, but he's got, a cigarette in one hand, a tumbler of some liquor in the other. The companion sitting on the other side of the table from is a drow individual with crimson eyes, kind of ultraviolet white hair. No, actually, it's more like it's kind of an electric, slightly tinged of an electric blue, and it's mostly silver mane. Cropped short. Seems he's wearing a blackened vest. Has a pair of goggles on top of his head, and seems to have these tattoos that remind you of kind of an elemental pattern running up and down his arms.
Mm-hmm.
Something I can do for you?
He's gonna stroke his beard and just should work on that, mate.
Should work on what?
The beard, mate. Grow it out. The magnificent.
Nah. I just hadn't shaved in a day or two. Been working.
Right. Well, anyway, the reason I came by is are you the proprietor of Drakeport Cross?
Yeah, that's me.
Well, your partner, friend, I don't know. He's looking for you.
What time is it? The drow across from him just like kind of squints his eyes a little bit. He's like, I think we've been here about 2.5 hours. Oh shit! I was supposed to be out for lunch. Lunch. I mean, it's almost lunch. Wait. Really? Oh, he's gonna be pissed. Yeah, okay. Oh, man. The drow just kind of chuckles a little bit, shakes his head. Amalea is going to have your head for this. Oh, no. He'll probably drain me a couple of pints for it, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Well, looks like we'll have to pick this up later then. Yeah. As the man will kind of stand up, put a couple of coins on the table. It's just like, well, thanks for coming to get me there. Before it got too much worse. Ugh.
Alright, it's no problem. Name's Morgrim, by the way. I'm also wanted to have you take a look at something.
Sure, Cyric. Come on back and I'll take a look at whatever.
Knew it.
So did I, by the red coat, or white coat with red on it.
Well, this
Yeah.
one I've actually drawn, so I was just like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Yep. So you follow the man back to the shop. Is just as he'll enter, you will see the silent shooting of daggers with the eyes that the child dubbed Amalea. just kind of shoots Sarah. He's just like holds his hand up and just later. Just see Amalea snap the book closed, make a couple of hand gestures in the air, and then just kind of vanishes.
That's a neat trick.
Oh, I'm gonna pay for that later, I'm sure. Yeah, he's a hell of a kid, actually. I say that, but he's older than a lot of people around here. But wizardly fellow. He's something kind of special, actually. So, what is it you wanted me to look at?
Well, your friend there, Amalea, is that
Amalea.
Amalea? He mentioned that you might be interested in hiring out some work, and I brought a piece that I've made recently for you to take a.
Okay, so he's not too mad at me. Good. Yeah, I mean, we've got, since the whole darkness, scrambling, all that crap, a lot of people have been coming in to make names for themselves, and some people think that a blade makes the man, and, well, who am I to argue? It's good coin. But the problem is I've got a lot of backed up work, and it's just me and another guy right now, and he's got kids to take care of. Well, we both have families we got to take care of, and they get kind of squirrely when we're gone too long. So I need to find some people who've got some skill, because you've seen that we do specialty pieces here. We're not rank and file. We're not here to build for an army.
Right, and I've done a bit of that in my life, but looking for something a little different.
All right, so what you got for me?
The most gorgeous of all swords.
He will pull out the sword and hand it to
That's an opinion.
It is an opinion. It's my
Draw
hand.
draw it out. Show me.
Draw it out. Show me.
I don't like drawing weapons.
You do better than I do.
So rapier, it wouldn't be that hard. It's like a handle with a line.
You draw it, Fluffy.
Oh, that's like a challenge.
So he'll take it and look it over. So, well, at the very least, this shows me you got a steady hand.
Yeah, I made that for a friend of mine, and it was my first time working with that particular material.
Yeah, Mithril's pretty nice. It definitely takes a skilled hand to work with. Otherwise, you end up getting the thickness off. So you'll kind of test the balance and kind of spin it around. Well, it's got some nice lines on it. It's got some good balance. The stone on the pommel is an interesting choice. But you said it was for a friend?
Yeah, made it for my friend, and he had an interest in the amber, but I guess it wasn't. It was a specific one he was after, but still, I had that added.
Okay. Well, I mean, no offense. The lines on it are, like I said, it's got a nice flow to the blade. I can see you have some potential here. How would you be in making something more intricate? Like carved details.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I would like to experiment with, that kind of stuff, the more intricate. Before making that, I really just, like you said, rank and file, making weapons for soldiers.
Well, we all start somewhere, right? I started off as a hobbyist.
Nice. But that, that was my first attempt into the more attractive looking things, and I'd like to play around with that some more.
Hmm. Go ahead and give me a check on your persuasion.
With Roro
This should
against
be
person.
great. Tez didn't do that.
Was that Morgrum's sheet?
Yeah, with a 1. Tez is +8. Come on.
Dez is a cat boy. He rolls with advantage always. Well. I'll tell you what. We can give you a test to see if you can come up with something that will kind of meet standard here, all right?
Fair.
We'll start with something simple steel. I've got a design in mind, and I want you to interpret it for me. So I don't know if you're game to go today or, you know what? No, I got other things I got to take care of today. You meet me back here tomorrow morning, and we'll fire up early, ish. We'll fire up around noon, and we'll see what you can give us.
Are you related to Gowan by chance?
Sounds like a plan. See you tomorrow then.
Yeah. Just make for sure your fingers are nimble for it, because you're gonna get down into it.
He's very much used to that.
I don't know what that means. So, let's see here. He will send you away with to brainstorm. What he is going to require you to do is to make him an axe, like a battle axe, with the ideas, with the theme of an eagle.
Okay.
So that's what Morgrim will be sent away with, so that he has an idea to brainstorm throughout the night until he comes back. Elsewise, what are you doing?
I guess returning to the ship with the sword, because he wasn't planning to keep it for longer than the...
Okay.
Hey, cool. Found a depiction of an axe that kind of meets what I had in my head when you said eagle.
Okay. So, when you get back to the ship, the only person that you can see as part of the crew is you can see Nicole kind of lounging around up in the rigging. Seems like he's got ropes crossed over, kind of like a hammock, and he's just kind of settled in there.
Hey, you seen Roro around?
No, they haven't come back yet. They went off looking for the kobold that came by. They left a little while ago. I don't know where they went.
Right. Are you going to be out here for a bit then?
I got nothing else better to do right now. We're just kind of tied up here, not on the water, so.
Well, the first clue would have been that Nicole was resting.
Well, I'm going to
Everyone-
go down and do some brainstorming. If you see him, would you let him know I'm in my room?
Yeah, of course. I'll let them know that you're down below deck, Morgan.
All right. Thank you. Enjoy your rest.
Well,
You have any idea how long we're going to still be here? The
I mean,
others.
there was some talk last night of maybe doing some tournament style fighting. I don't know, but they've just.
Oh, they got
I
something
kind of
like
went.
that here.
Yeah, I kind of went up to explore the shops around town. I haven't been in touch with them in a while, so I don't know if they've made any decisions.
I might have to put boots on land to go and see then.
Yeah, it might be worth checking out anyway. Just
And if they're going to hang around the ship at all, I'll have to find someone to take my place.
right. Well, I'm gonna go get some of these ideas down and possibly get some work done. So, talk to you later.
All right, Morgan. Take care. Which,
Not just that. He plans to just go down to his room and start brainstorming.
all right. So, sometime later, the slightly disturbed party will come back towards the boat.
and that was when we met Captain Switcher. He's not a very great person, but it was a very interesting experience, and we've all learned from it. Right, Scotty?
The Scotty C. Nicole.
What's your passive?
14.
Good enough. You'll see him. He's still lounging. It seems like he's asleep.
Nicole!
Roro, it's rude to wake them up.
Oh,
Ugh. Hello, Roro.
guess what?
What happened?
The kobolds has formed an army, and they're going to try to take over the world, and they were going to eat me.
So everything's going as normal then.
Normal enough. I have somebody I'd like you to meet.
Hold on. See him just kind of reach up and pull at one of the ropes, and the web that he had constructed just kind of like pulls away, and kind of like whatever intricate series of knots there were, all kind of gets yanked out, and he swings down, almost like this thing fell out from under him, but he caught his arm on the rope and just kind of like swung down back on the deck.
That was fancy.
You learn a couple tricks or two on the boat.
You
You
should
spend as
teach-
much time.
You should teach me that one.
It might take quite some time to learn.
And we have it.
Do we now?
We might. Anyway. Nicole, this is Des. This is the captain.
Well, Captain.
Well, Interesting looking one. Hello.
Isn't he adorable? Look at his little ears.
He will wiggle his ears.
Roro takes 2d7 psychic damage.
Oh.
Does helped us find the kobold, and I sort of promised him that he could come back to the ship and meet you.
Alright then, where did we get this one?
I ran into him at holidays, right? Holidays? Was it at holidays? I think it was at holidays.
Maybe?
Yep, holiday.
Okay. Sorry, I got really confused for a
I
second.
thought it was holidays for some reason. That's just.
Well, it's... I'm guessing there's quite a lot of these types around here then.
I don't know, but he's the traveling type.
Well, you helped out our friend here. My thanks to you.
No problem, really. Quite interesting.
What is?
Oh, just getting to meet people. Fun.
Well. So, you have found the kobold. He is starting to build himself an army. That's great. That's something that we should be worried about, I'm sure.
Of evil little dragon kobolds who want to eat me.
He wasn't particularly willing to logic with me. I think I'm going to inform the city officials.
That might be a good thing to do.
I don't want to have to destroy their hovel. Did you know this place has a whole kobold island? For some reason.
It has a kobold island. What is this place that you have dragged us to, Skadi?
I know.
Well, I said
What
that
is this place? I'm not entirely sure that I want to go out and explore like I did some time ago. By the way, Morgrim is back. He is below deck. He was looking for you.
Morgrim?
Yes,
Wait a minute.
Morgrim.
He has something of mine.
The fact is, I was going to see and explore, but this place seems a little off.
it's unique, yes, and I can't say I fully understand it, but it doesn't seem to be a terrible place to be.
You should definitely take a buddy with you. This is a buddy system kind of city. Or else you get lost in the mountains, or you go looking for a kobold by yourself and you meet strangers. Not you, Des. Definitely not you. And you should definitely take someone with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say where you find it there.
I'm feeling pointed out.
It does seem like he was specifically describing the things that you've done.
Now, I just stopped
It's
right there. I didn't
absolutely purple.
I didn't even go into mine. Like, I rented a boat and I went fishing with Morgrim.
You went fishing?
Yeah. And I caught a really big
This
fish.
was already discussed.
Don't remember him telling
Yeah.
Scotty.
This was right before they
When
pinned
he
him into conflict.
cornered my
Yeah.
ass in the kitchen.
Ah, that's why I don't remember other things were happening.
Scotty's mind is focused on other things.
I should go see if Gil's awake.
You know what? Des, why don't we go meet Morgrim?
Cult. That's even worse than an army.
Am I permitted to go down below?
Well, you've got yourself a chaperone.
That's me.
You can come on. Just don't cause any trouble, or I might have to throw you over.
Hey, I've gotten the same threat before.
It's the standard one that I give when new people come onto my boat.
Oh. I wasn't new.
I still threatened you when you came onto the boat.
Yeah, you
I
did.
don't recall you throwing Roro over the boat when he did cause
I don't
problems.
think you,
Oh, no, the giant squid almost did that for us. He just kind of looks over at you. Gives a half smile. We're not mentioning what you did to my boat.
Scotty's just absolutely purple.
I will.
I'm leaving then.
So you go down towards Gil, and you're off to Morgrim's cabin.
And I'm also giving a detailed tour.
And this is the room Scotty set on fire.
And that is exactly where I'm
I knew
starting.
that's where you were
I
starting.
skip all the other rooms. I go straight to that one. I was like, see, it's still kind of Charlie.
Still kind of no. It's actually Scotty did very well cleaning that off, and it's been repaired since then.
Do you smell that?
There is a lingering, smoky scent, but opening the door, there is in fact the scribblings of a mad mind. Small tacked pieces of paper. You see a map of a place that you don't know. You a map of a landmass that you don't know about, and you see the full-on conspiracy web going here, tacking some of the notes. Some of them cross the top of the top of the ceiling, where there are other notes tacked up there as well.
How did he reach that?
Climbed.
You don't know.
I don't know.
I learned a levitate spell.
You might have it. You don't know.
And we're just going to slowly close the door.
It's like, and this. Oh.
I think I'll tell Scotty about that when she's done talking with Gil. We're not going to go in there, though.
Were those from your little friend?
I really want to say no. But that's me hoping.
Do you hope the madness has spread to other people, or do you want it self-contained?
Scotty is at least containable.
Sure she is.
All Gil has to do is flicker on her nose and she gets right back in line.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure.
That's how it works.
That's
You
how
want
it
to see how I got these scars?
Now, this is my room.
Definitely a way to refocus.
This is my room. And this... If you hear whistling, don't come near this room. Violet was...
Chirping, cat purring, mewing.
If you hear wild animal noises, do not come near this room. It's not... It's just... Trust me on anything like this. Anyways, Morgrim's room is this way.
Morgrim,
He's just following them?
You hear a knock on your door, and this is going to be great. Ooh, Fluffy's going to have to play with himself on stream.
I wish I was in person now.
He will just call out, yeah, come in.
We're will just walk right in. And it's great because you guys are going to have so much in common because you're almost the same height.
Oh my god, Roro.
That is wildly inaccurate.
I know. Well, now that he sees you two next to each other, oh, there is quite the difference. Oh.
Morgrim's got like 2 feet on Des.
So? Morgrim, this is our new friend Des. Des, this is Morgrim. He made my sword. He also stole my sword.
What? Stole? What? I didn't steal it. I asked to borrow it. Why? Did you find yourself needing?
It was a very close call. Because they wouldn't call me Roro, which is really rude, by the way. They only just kept calling me Tasty Meats, and I didn't know if I was going to get out of there alive, Morgrim. Des was there.
Well, I'm back with it. You can take it back now. I just had him look at it.
Thank you. He will show it to Des as display. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, it's very pretty. I like it. I'll show you mine some.
Ooh, that would be fun.
He doesn't have a weapon currently. He gave you the only dagger he had.
I gave it back.
You to keep it.
Yeah. Well, did your... I don't even know who you took my sword to, but did they like it?
I took it up to just a craftsman in town, and yeah, he liked it.
That's great. But did we have necrotic put onto it? How do you do that to a sword? It's like metal.
That is something that you're gonna need somebody with the skills to do, and it's not. Why
Oh. I see.
Yeah. Why necrotic, Roro?
So...
I mean, I'm more partial to fire myself.
But fire's hot.
It's just in.
You've had fire on your sword before.
But what?
Said you've had fire on your sword before. Morgrim has put fire on that sword for you.
Exactly. That was the experience of why he doesn't want fire put back onto his sword.
Mm.
Anyways, I'm honestly just rambling. Unless Markham has something else to add.
No, when you came in, you would have saw that he's sitting at whatever little table or desk there might be, kind of sketching out design ideas.
I guess I will finish giving Des a tour of the ship.
All right, and it was nice to meet you. Likewise.
I think I felt Fluffy's brain lurch as he shifted gears.
You did great.
So, Scotty.
She'll quietly enter Gil's room.
There's no one there. Gil has disappeared.
Is he really not there?
No, he's there.
Is he still sleeping?
Yeah. He's yes, it looks like he's still sleeping, however, he's not in bed anymore.
What?
You see that he's just kind of got his head leaned outside the water in his tub. Looks like he's soaking there.
Does he have clothes on?
Do you soak the clothes on?
Yes!
No.
Oh.
He's just soaking in the tub. His eyes are closed.
Scotty will... You okay? Scotty will hesitate at the door, but eventually move towards the bathtub.
Well, you're back.
And you're awake.
Yeah, a little bit.
I found the kobold.
Oh shit, we lost track of him, didn't we?
We did, and it hasn't... It's not good.
So his head on a pike or something somewhere?
That would be easier. He's starting an army.
I'm gonna be honest, that's not what I expected to hear you say.
not what I expected to find.
Okay, he's starting an army? What?
Yes, I'm going to inform the city's leaders about it, but he's wanting to give the ancient greatness back to his ken. And something about under the waves and building a flying machine.
What?
It's a lot of madness and none of it's good, so like I said, I'll be speaking with the city's leadership.
We are about to have the Hindenburg.
It's not goblin tech, it's kobold tech. You know, under normal circumstances, I'd say you're probably right, but do you really want to inform this authority? They might take it onto themselves.
It's their kobold population, they kind of need to take it on to themselves. It's not my place to go in there and murder a bunch of crazy kobolds if needed.
I mean, that would put an easy stop to it, wouldn't it?
Well, I tried talking to him, but he wasn't willing to logic.
I mean, I've seen people stranded on beaches who weren't as maddened as that thing.
Yes, well, the easiest thing to do is just let the city's officials deal with it. Just hope they don't take issue with us.
Maybe. They might throw us into a dank pit never to be heard from again.
I really don't see that happening.
Just saying, people get disappeared around this guy a lot. You've been saying that he's in charge of this place. So, yeah, I imagine there's a lot of people that just go missing.
You're assuming a lot.
Call it me studying history.
Is that how you found out about it?
He's a known entity for murdering, and there are places that don't exist anymore because of this guy.
And you learned that by studying.
Some study, some secondhand knowledge. Look, when you're growing up in Freeport like I did, people come and go and they've got stories.
Everybody has stories.
Yeah.
Roro tells a lot of them.
Yeah, and
Especially
Roro's full of
today.
shit half the time.
And you don't think that the stories you've heard...
Look, when I have several different independent people and I hear that they come through with the same stories, it kind of backs it up. And I've seen places burnt to the ground where he's come through.
Alright. That's fine. I asked him directly about it and he was very upfront with me.
I am fucking offended by both of you because I can't even be there to stand up for myself.
Well, it's opinion.
A wrong opinion.
Hey, no one said he had to be right, but in his mind. Well, small favors, I guess. He's not trying to dupe you into thinking he's some innocent whatever.
If he had, then perhaps I wouldn't have trusted him. But he was upfront about the things that he had done.
So this is the part where you're telling me that we're weighing anchor and getting the fuck out, right?
You've been disappointed before, right?
Look
No.
who my student is. No.
No, but if that's how you feel, I can't make you stay.
Yeah,
We
let's leave
need
him.
to get out of here before something bad happens, specifically to you.
Why would anything bad happen to me?
Because he's already got his claws in you.
He's invited me to...
A murderous cult, I'm sure.
No. A focus on redemption. Renewal, rebirth. People change, Gil.
Like Robert used to be annoying. Now he's better.
Look, I'm saying that you don't know my past. You know who I am now. If you found out I was a murderer of thousands, then would you just up and run for who I
If-
had been?
If you were someone who murdered thousands of people, I'm pretty sure we would know about you.
Maybe, maybe not. You encouraged me to do this.
Yes, I did. Which makes me feel like it's my responsibility to get you out of here.
I don't see how getting me out of here is going to fix the issue when he called to me from thousands of miles away.
Because we can try and start helping you when we're not in his stronghold.
Helping me.
Yes.
Helping me with what?
Well, he's done something to you. We need to get in there and clean it up, I guess.
Clean.
With a broom.
You're saying that my mind is not my own?
I'm saying you probably planted something in there to make you okay with the fact that he's an admitted mass murderer.
I am of individual thought on the matter. I was not asked to believe in him. I was told the truth and I made my own decision.
Scallop.
What?
Pirate.
What are you doing, Gil?
Golden fire.
Clearly, you're the one who has lost their mind.
I'm just trying to figure out what your trigger word is.
My trigger word?
Yeah, the word or the phrase that'll set you off like a bomb. I've heard about these sort of things before. So they get inside your head and you're fine until you hear a phrase and then you just go off.
So what? Now I'm a bomb, a tool for devastation? I'm no longer a free-minded individual?
Well, right now you're relatively fine. Otherwise, you, apart from the fact that you think that this is a good thing.
It's a complicated thing.
I'm just worried about what I drug you into, Scotty.
You didn't drag me into anything.
Well, I certainly encouraged it.
You anchored me to something when I was lost.
Mistakes may have been made as to the direct who.
I cried out for somebody to give me purpose. This is what I got.
You can understand why that's a little worrisome.
No, I can't.
You were looking for purpose, and an individual known for destroying civilizations answered. This kind of has the same sort of timber that we were getting on Roro for.
I think Roro should be present right now.
Like, Roro should shut his mouth.
Roro won't even tell us what he was following. Which he was clearly doing under some kind of false pretenses. I have had the truth laid out before me this entire time.
Are you sure, though?
Why don't you trust me with this?
It's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust the person you're working with. The one who's in your noodle.
You don't trust me to be somebody who can discern between character.
You brought Roro to them.
Roro stuck to her like glue since Alta Burn.
I'm just saying, a judge of character. You've been traveling with Roro and Gil.
Willingly.
So he doesn't know exactly how to respond to that. He basically signed up to become a pirate.
Not like she had anywhere else to go.
I'm just worried. This guy is got power. And I'm just worried that he might have done something.
She'll reach out and place her thumb on the middle of his shin. You don't have to worry.
I think I kinda do.
What would be your concern?
Not being here, for one.
I don't want to leave yet. We have been jumping from port to port for too long, and we've rushed through Triander and the desert.
Charcoal.
Why don't you try obsidian? You had plenty of that laying around.
Obsidian.
Gil, take me seriously.
Yeah, well, this is serious. I don't know what... I don't like it. I don't trust it. I'm still trying to figure out what to do because I'm dealing with the fact that I feel like I've just thrown you to the wolves.
Perhaps you have.
This is why I'm worried.
But perhaps I'm strong enough to withstand it. Perhaps I'm strong enough to use it to get what we want. Don't you want to get back home? Don't you want to make sure that things are safe where we had left them?
Nothing's safe where we left it. The whole place is kind of fucked.
Well, don't you want to make it safe? That was the whole point of this. And what if I can use this power to do that? What if I'm strong enough to not be used?
Yeah, until somebody says volcano and you blow everything up.
I'm going to drown you in this bath.
You're welcome to try. Last guy who tried, didn't work out so well.
Can't drown Valdash.
Her hand will kind of slip down to his throat as she thinks about it.
Just kind of looks at you. We both know this isn't gonna work.
Might make me feel better. You're being stubborn.
Is it wrong for me to worry about you?
It's different. You seemed eager to keep me on my own 2 feet, to let me walk my own path, and you kept your distance, and made sure I was making my own choices, and now this, so I'm not used to you being so hands-on.
Well, things... Look, I know you can generally make your own decisions, but when you have a force like that coming at you, yeah, it makes me worried.
Fair.
I want you to be you, and I'm worried that there's something in there that's gonna make you not you.
Scotty's almost a little concerned.
Firefly.
Oh my god.
Go. I am me. I'm not going to stop being me, but I can't walk away from this. And it's not only because I needed guidance. I want the person who burned Alta. I want them burnt.
See, it's a bad thing when Roro says it.
So,
No one's saying that this is a good statement from her.
Just saying, no one's gonna be like, that's a bad thing to do. Don't you want to live under sea and sun and...
I also don't want us to be constantly on the run from the Good Father's men while back in the valley, which is exactly what was happening at the time. Don't you want revenge for the people of Talos Camp? Don't you want that kind of injustice murdering to end? We might have a chance here. We have power backing us. And it seems from your claims it's a very effective power.
Yeah, if we're not in the way of it.
Then let's direct it.
It's a lot to have to try and unpack, Scotty.
Would you rather I leave you alone then?
Well, seeing as how you still have your hands clamped around my neck.
Just one hand, I'm not that serious.
Puts both hands around neck.
we're going to need you to make an athletics check.
What?
What?
Question mark?
I'm so excited right now.
I'm not. Aha!
Holy shit.
Haha, indeed. There's an 18 on the dice.
Oh.
I'm guessing you have more than a 1?
See, if it was straight up athletics, because that's your better, your athletics is your better one. Yeah, no. There's a plus 10 that I'm looking at here.
Oh.
It's just suddenly, out of kind of nowhere, you feel a hand on your hip, and then a very... Yeah, then there's the splash noise as you were dragged into the tub.
Shrieking.
Can I roll to see if I heard that?
What's your passive perception?
It's never big enough for anything.
The
I think
15, isn't it?
I think so.
15? Geez, Morgrim's was a 16, and Dez is probably up there as well, yeah?
What are we asking?
Passive perceptions?
17?
Yeah, just out of... Just cutting the piece of what's going on is a shrieking noise. Kind of indignant sounding.
Yes.
Surprised and annoyed shrieking.
Does it sound like it's a bad thing?
It sounds like Scotty. I don't know how much you can differentiate playful versus in danger.
When you see Scotty screeches is in Gil's room, that sounds about right. Okay, small children, let's go to the kitchen now.
God.
Des is only vaguely aware of the existence of guilt.
Let's keep it that way.
He had a name thrown at him.
Catboy meets Shark Boy.
See, I'm gonna drown you.
You can try.
And
He will he will offer up to Roro as they are touring the ship. Did you
I'm sorry, you cut out. What'd you say?
hear that?
Oh, I'm sure y'all heard that. I mean, no.
It sounded like maybe Scotty's in trouble. Should we do something?
See, that's Gil's room. Number one rule on the ship that no one tells you in advance: never go into Gil's room. Do you want to know why?
It's a good rule.
Why is that?
He's always naked and in his tub. Do you want to know the other reason why?
Yes.
He won't put clothes on before he attacks you.
It's an intimidation tactic.
Exactly!
It's called full frontal assault. You can get away with it when you're a monk.
Gil soaks all the time. Mind know why?
Sure.
I think he's part amphibious, but he won't admit to that. And that's why I know we shouldn't go interrupting, because you want to know why?
Yes.
I'll get hurt instead. Whatever's happening in there, if Scotty's in trouble by Gil's hands for some reason, it will just get tenfold onto me. But, let me tell you, I don't think Gil could actually hurt Scotty because, well, you touch her horns and she blows the shit up.
No, it depends on how you touch him.
haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah,
But
no.
I'm sure I will eventually.
No, you won't.
If you do, I have some concerns.
So the thing is, the ship's not on fire right now. So it's
good
fine.
news.
Funny that is how we tell things are okay.
Exactly. So what have you learned today?
Okay, if you say so, I guess I will ignore it.
Now, if you really want to know, I'll stay back here. You can go open the door, but I'm gonna keep going because he'll find me anyways.
I'm gonna be off the boat.
It will still be my fault no matter where I am.
Just, well, you're the one who encouraged him to go.
I just told him
So
all the
yeah, we
reasons
know
why
it's your
he-
fault.
All the reasons why he shouldn't.
Just yeet you into the river.
All the reasons why he should not. The door is a little hard to open, so you have to push it.
Oh my god.
You told him.
Like, you would legitimately be the only person who would actually know this. At one time.
Oh, okay, so I guess we'll just keep with the tour.
And the kitchen is this way. I could probably still show you the fish I caught. Do you like fish?
It's gone.
Yes, fish is the best.
The fish is gone.
Who ate it? Gil?
You don't know. It's just gone.
Does Gil eat his own kind? I'd like to know where Silson is.
Okay.
Is Sil in the kitchen?
Syl is not in the kitchen.
Where's Sil? You know what? Last time I asked this question, I found out very quickly.
That's how he knows about the animal noises.
Like, remember that thing I told you about with all the different noises? That's why.
Never go looking for Syl or Tallow.
Never.
If they aren't up deck, just leave them alone.
Sometimes they like their space.
Sometimes.
So, some time passes. What are you up to now?
Are you talking to me?
Anybody at this point.
Following Roro around and getting a tour.
You get a tour of the boat. It's a nice boat.
We're now on the top deck, and if you step on this one a little weird, it'll squeak.
I had that fixed.
Do you? Jumps on it.
The drift seems to be in pristine condition right now.
Wow, when did you do that?
When Scotty left.
We caught ourselves in port and we fixed up the boat. We got some fresh supplies that we can do some repairs at sea if we need.
Wow, good
Don't
job.
trust Scotty.
You may or may not have been looking into some sort of yeah.
Fair.
Are you still going to teach me how to sail the boat?
It depends on if we ever get out to start do any sailing anymore.
Maybe if we move the boat a little tiny bit, everyone will get up here really quick.
We still don't have a crew. They left.
We have Des.
Does Des know how to sail a boat?
No.
He can learn. Aren't you our fastest learner ever?
Fight him.
Bite him in the face. Bite him in the eyebrows.
Oh,
But yes, Scotty will be allowed to emerge.
Is Gil letting her leave?
Yes.
Has it been long enough that her clothes are dry?
Do you have prestidigitation?
Probably not. Not thrilled with you, Gilfin. I do not.
Then no, your clothes are not dry. They are probably hanging up, drying. You do have your old outfit.
The swimsuit?
That is part of your stash here.
She'll use that for the time being.
Seems to relax a little bit when you put it on.
'Cause I won't be leaving the ship with this.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
What?
I still have to inform the city officials. And we probably need to decide what we're doing as a crew.
Alright, well. Might as well go up with you then.
Yes, they head to the top deck then.
Shortly thereafter, you are joined by Scotty and Gil. Who's the cat?
Oh, this is Des. Des, this is Gil.
Oh, you're the mysterious Gil I've heard so much about.
Don't say it.
Well, I can't be that mysterious if you've heard so much about me.
He's just a small catboy, Gil.
I can only imagine who's been feeding your head full of things about me.
What?
He kind of gives you a sharp look.
Gives you a smile. I haven't said a thing bad about you. Not a
I don't
single
believe
thing
that.
was not untrue.
So he's probably said a lot of bad, biased things about me.
Not a word.
Nothing too bad, I promise.
Yes, doggo. Yes.
Yeah. Ship tour
Always.
with Roro, gossip everywhere, whether you like it or not.
Exactly. Like, I think Tallow and Sil might be a thing.
What gave that away?
I don't know.
Really genius.
Oh, now you did that.
Is it the way that they're biting the buttons off of each other's shirts?
They were biting buttons. That's not sanitary.
What shirts?
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure Tallow does not have a shirt.
Yeah, do you see any buttons on it anymore? He tries it. He that thing laced up. His vest laced up at one point.
At one point.
At one point.
So yes, this is Des, the cute cat boy.
Watch out for him. He's kind of handsy.
I am not.
Scotty will shake her head.
I have been perfectly respectful this whole time. Haven't I, Des? Hmm?
That sounds threatening. Blink twice if he's threatened you.
No, he hasn't done it.
See? I've matured.
Looks past you towards Scotty and just like, I'm not even going to acknowledge his bullshit there.
Then perhaps we should talk to the captain.
Isn't he standing like right there?
Yeah.
I know, it was a pointed statement.
Oh, I was like, wait, what am I missing?
Scotty had to deal with Roro's bullshit all day. She just wants to continue.
You're right. You should talk to Nicole. Nicole, what do you think of Gil?
Oh, he's an asshole, but he's my good friend. And suddenly he was kind of Irish there. I don't even know why.
It's gonna be like...
He's kind of an asshole, but he's a good man.
Scotty.
Gil just kind of nods.
Scotty nods too.
Everybody who knows
nodding
Gil.
at stuff.
Yeah. And out of nothing, just he's right about that. Because I'm the DM and I can make that shit happen.
Apparently.
That would still come out.
They were not on board.
They are now.
They are now, because why not? It's probably shaking around just around noonish.
This is the longest day ever.
Well, you guys started off pretty early. You're elves, remember? Your day starts, at 4 in the morning.
My
not
day
8.
started
Yeah.
in a coffin.
Gonna
At
say.
4 in the morning.
Yeah. I've been awake for a while.
You're always awake for a while.
I know. Maybe I'm just tired, okay? Maybe I don't want a chance every once in a while.
So, from behind you, Des, you hear a soft purring noise. And it feels like it's directed towards you.
He will purr back.
Looking over, there is there is a woman with kind of short silver hair flipped over. You know what Syl looks like. She's standing there and just kind of smiling and making a really good imitation of purring noise. It's a little uncanny.
Hello.
Ah, great timing. Yes.
Syl will wave at you and just tell us well, who is going to introduce us here?
Well, I was going to.
I'll get to it.
But then I got distracted, okay? This is Silson and Tallow. Eyebrow bumps all over the place.
What is with your face, Aurora?
Other than gleaming beauty, I don't know what you mean.
You hear some Silsen will mimic some like a blue jay kind of tweeting noise at Tello. It's just who's kind of nods. He's probably been gossiping, yes.
No.
Syl will turn her attention back to you, kind of give you a quirked eyebrow, questioning you.
I just gave the cute little innocent cowboy a fair warning about what certain noises mean. Okay.
Tallow just lets out a low chuckle. Immediately gets lightly elbowed in the side, which doesn't stop him.
Scotty turns purple and looks anywhere but at the couple.
Marvel will just look at Daz and wave to them like, see?
Yep, purring intensifies. Well, this has been a little while since all of us were here at once. Last couple of days, eh?
I know, I'm sure I've been well missed.
Yeah, well, they're trying to put out ideas of what we're gonna do around here, or if we're ever going to leave the city, and get back out on the water.
Scotty gives Nicole a sharp look.
My vote's to leave.
We'd better get Morgrim up here. He's as much a voice as anyone here. Kind of looks at Roro.
Why do I have to go do it?
Because Roro's been Morgrim's buddy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Daz, you
Mostly.
stay here and you make sure they don't talk about me, okay?
we're gonna gossip.
Right.
So what Roro didn't tell you.
What did Roro tell you? We'll fill in the gaps. There's going to be plenty.
Oh, nothing. Just not to go in certain rooms and noises.
And
That's about right.
but Roro will hurriedly go downstairs to get Morgrim. Yoo-hoo.
Yeah,
Meeting up deck. Your voice. That's what the other said. But we have to hurry. They're probably talking about me.
God, the paranoia.
all right, I'll be right up there. Just go on ahead. I'll catch up.
Sprints back to
And then just kind of last 5 feet, just tries to be casual. Sweat dripping off his brow, his chest heaving. Just, I was just walking up here, casual like.
Now, I've been through enough training not to be like that. Putting it out there.
That's just how knees to chest you were.
Well, Margrim will finish whatever sketchy planny thing he was working on and journey up deck.
Well, it seems like everyone minus the kobold is currently out on deck now.
Oh, thank God. He's eyeing me. Like I'm a
See over,
delicious...
see over the corner, over the edge of the boat.
I'm gonna just go jump out the window.
Meats are talking again.
Oh, just shivers and gets behind Scotty.
No, what you don't know is the scrying beacon.
The what?
The little invisible beacon that lets the kobold know all your secrets.
Okay. Where will we join the group?
Alright, when everyone's assembled, it's just like... you have Nicole just like... Alright then. So we have everyone assembled. Have we done what we needed to do in the city here? Because I don't know about you, but I would like to get out here before rust starts to come on the sails.
Your sails are made of metal?
Looks at Scotty. Did you get done what you need to get done?
I suppose so. There's one more task I have. But why is it that we're in a rush?
Itchy
It's
feet.
really hot.
I feel like I stagnate here when I'm just sitting in port. This is a ship made for sailing, not for sitting.
That is clear, Nicole. But we don't have a crew currently.
Seems to me that we've got enough people to run the boat.
Do we? Because usually you hire on extra men.
And that's because we have trained hands here now.
Well, did you guys decide what you're gonna do that fighting thing?
There is the tournaments to consider.
What?
Why would we need to do the tournament now when I'm not going to be fulfilling that duty anymore?
Well, perhaps they'll pay us for it.
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't be too bad to have extra money to make sure we're well supplied before we're headed back to... Well, I don't know where you guys want to head. I know what direction I'm interested in.
What money?
I'm just saying it's a possibility we could explore.
Earl's eyes will just shift.
Gil doesn't look amused. Nicole looks kind of neutral at it. Syl seems curious, and Talos listening.
Wow, that was so good.
I'm getting practice. I don't know what that means, but I think I might have to hurt you for it.
I'll teach you later. Well, are we really hurting for money that bad right now? Shifts uncomfortably.
Shifts in poor person.
That's a lot coming from Rover right now, just putting it out there.
Well, I mean, I don't know that my vote counts, but traveling's ran me kind of.
So you want to stay for a bit, Marvin?
Well, that was Dez.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We need your picture up on the screen for when you're talking and which character.
I mean, I can
Well-
tell them. I can tell them apart.
So glad
On mine-
can.
I do have a thing at least set for tomorrow around this time.
So we're stuck here for another day, is what I'm hearing.
Stuck.
Rover will contemplate for a moment. And I kind of just want to put out his thoughts a little bit, just so people know where his answer is coming from.
Oh no.
'Cause if I'm here in Osaka City, that means Salvatore doesn't have a very easy point in. And right now, I don't know if Salvatore's going to try to kill me or not. I am definitely in. You're right.
Logic!
Maybe a little bit of a tournament could be fun. And a little bit of extra coin has never hurt. I know from experience.
Syl will make a series of motions to Tallow. Just... Well, it's... Oh yeah, like I'm anywhere
I
near
want you
good.
to.
Like I'm anywhere near good enough. Just... It could be worth getting into, that's true, if the terms were good enough.
Does Asaka know, or is there a way to inform him that we are not in it for the same deal he has presented?
I thought you mentioned that to him. Wasn't that what you said to me?
Asaka had mentioned directly to you about perhaps going through with it with a monetary.
Oh, okay, I totally forgot about
Yeah,
that then.
you are the one who knows about that.
Ah.
Everybody else who's mentioning money is just guessing.
Okay, I'm just gonna go back then. Really quick. Like, at least we can go through the tournament without the previous deal.
So you know if there's compensation at the end. Do you know the details of it?
Yes?
I don't know. What did you hear about it?
I don't remember.
Okay. You can try an intelligence check.
Great. Another thing I can fail on.
Maybe, you never know.
You never know.
Hey, you know what? You've been rolling crap with good stats, so. Well, the details you know is that he had a series of battles lined up, and if you would be deemed successful if you had the more victories than the other groups. No other details were exactly mentioned, though he did say that if you accepted, just to let Scotty know that you were accepting.
Yeah. And then Rover will turn towards her. He did let me know to tell you if we were going to do it, but I think it's safe to mention to say that we're not doing it for the same reasons, for the same deals.
Alright, so mention that we're interested in it for the monetary compensation.
Leave with that.
Well, Roro and I are interested, and what of the rest of you?
Your daddy voice.
I mean, for me, it kind of depends where time, I guess, because, like I said, I've got something for tomorrow, but if it's going to be before or after that, that's fine.
It doesn't sound like you were given a time directly.
No.
Just another excuse for him to have another meeting with you, I imagine.
Glares.
Will you be going to see the big man?
I'm told that if I just call for him, he will answer. I don't believe I actually have to go and see him.
When I did it, I had to blink twice, I spun around, and I clicked my heels.
I will resort to sending if I have to.
I wish I could do that.
Just wait till Gil can. It's only a matter of time.
So, are the rest of you itching to get out to sea so badly?
Well, I had meant to be out and take a look around the city. I suppose this wouldn't be such a bad thing to witness. There is a light bit of an oddly a sound of of metal on metal. Coming from Syl.
Oh, is this gonna blush?
It's almost like it's almost like the sound of swords clashing.
Scotty looks at her like you can make those noises too.
She makes all the noises.
Yeah,
She's like that guy from Police Academy.
she kind of is.
I feel like I should know that guy's name.
I
but
want to say,
don't.
I want to say it's like Will. It's like a Will name.
Yeah, I was thinking like Winslow was his last name.
Ah, it might be. It might be. Someone needs to. Yeah, Michael. Thank you, Doge. Michael Winslow,
There we go.
guy from Police Academy. Oh my God, the noises that he could make. He was a total.
This isn't one of my games.
No, no. The fact is that for people who might be watching, yes, that he's an entire Foley stage, in a man, but yeah, essentially, Syl can make all kinds of noises. Just normally uses animal noises. and with that, Tallow just kind of motions at her, like she explained everything.
No, they're on board. Alright, then I will give him our answer. And Des, it seems that you've been kind of grouped in with us.
As all eyes on deck just kind of focus in on the fell pool.
Pokey, pokey.
Des? Question mark?
Are you alive, Fluffy?
Sorry, yes, what? I was listening to Michael Winslow.
It happens in my games too. Don't worry about
Oh, I'm glad that you're getting at least a small fraction of it.
2 minute splits, it's fine.
it. It's fine.
But at the end, after we've covered a lot, not right when we start.
Do you want to join the tournament, Des? Yes or no?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could use some money, really.
Oh, poor Des. I could really use money, please.
I'm a poor cat boy.
I made a level 7 and didn't bother to ask if I got anything for that.
Oh.
So, who's
No.
saying what? Are you trying to make a contact? What's going on?
Well, if everybody is in agreement, then
There's one person whose vote is sorely getting the fuck out.
well, he'll bite his tongue.
He kind of is right now. It's like, everybody. Nicole, you son of a bitch. You betrayed me. You wanted to get out of here too.
Scotty is going to excuse herself because she feels like everybody is watching.
Say hi for me. I mean, we just spoke, but
You feel the back of your head catch on fire. No. Oh, he's thinking about me!
We're
Ah!
friends, remember?
Sure.
So she will excuse herself to Gil's room where she can have some privacy.
Okay.
And she will, without sending, try calling out to him.
You think about that.
What?
But as you enter the room, a familiar but remarkably different scene.
Oh god,
Greets you.
no!
Mainly the tint of the skin and hue of the hair. Lounging in the tub. Which seems to be steaming now, by the way.
Scotty just stops and stares in a mixture of horror and confusion. And absolute embarrassment.
All good news, I'm sure.
What?
Secondary thing you notice, your attire completely dried out.
Good. Glad that that's dry now.
Just, off bit of information. What would you need?
Just stares. We're interested in the tournament for monetary compensation.
Alright then. Let's see, what I had planned out was you would engage in 4 bouts. How about this? Each victory that you attain, I will grant upon each of you, say, 150 gold. Should you make the cut, I'll double your money.
Make the cut.
If you win, I'll double your earnings, so that each victory will be 300 per participant.
That's more than fair, I would assume.
Well, considering it's going to be an afternoon of work.
That is... When do you expect this to take place?
Well, we can have this done for a nice dinner theater.
You mean this evening?
No need to dawdle, especially if your dwarf has got an appointment in the morning.
She'll look almost disappointed. Alright.
Who knows, I might have... If you prove yourselves exceptionally clever, I might have a different challenge lined up for you.
At that point, we might have to wager.
Wager.
Well, some matters of coin might do double or nothing.
Interesting.
Well, that would besmirch your winnings. I would say that you can either double your earnings, or if you lose, you'll forfeit the bonus. We'll see how well you feel.
You said we could have 4?
Assemble your team of 4. I anticipate that your elf companion will be participating alongside you. I had anticipated your dwarf to participate as well, but he might be saving himself for tomorrow.
Yes, and we have a new companion with us.
Felpool. Yes.
Does. I met him today.
Yes, you did.
His lord seems to have eyes all over your city.
I'm not surprised. He does tend to keep tabs on me and everyone else.
Why?
Well, mainly because I ask him to. Because he's got an investment in the city, same as I. He is, after all, part of my circle.
When do we need to be ready?
Well. We will start the first match as the sun vanishes over the horizon. So you do have a couple of hours to prepare yourself.
Alright, then I will let them know and we will be there.
Very good. This is a rather rustic looking place, isn't it?
The ship.
Well, the room, but yes, the ship is interesting. An Iskandar vessel with Haldir paint. He is all kinds of ruffled, isn't he?
Gil, he doesn't trust this.
No, of course he wouldn't. That's fine, though. Uncomfortable truths are usually hard to accept.
I suppose.
No. He'll either come around or he won't. It's always going to be best if he does, but I'm not going to steer his actions.
Or mine.
Just don't have him say pineapple.
Turns absolutely purple.
He'll give you a smile.
Thank you for the chance to participate.
Well, what can I say? I do enjoy the sports. There's so few things to occupy my interest being stuck here. Don't worry, I'll take care of your little problem if it becomes a problem.
No problem. I don't think I have one yet.
Yet. We'll see. Who knows what the mind of madness will create?
The kobold, yes.
It'll be interesting to watch.
I do worry
You've brought
that
such interesting things along with you.
I didn't mean to, but I worry what he'll do to your city.
Nothing I can't handle, I'm sure. But he's welcome to try what he likes.
Then I'll trust it to you.
Well, I don't suppose you have time for a soak, do you?
I don't.
There's the shade.
I'm gonna leave now.
Bye-bye, Scotty.
And hurries out the door, slamming it harder than she had anticipated. She'll go up and tell everybody, if she can find them, that they are expected to participate in the tournament in a 4-man team when the sun goes down.
So, clearly it's going to be Scotty and Roro, but who makes up the other 2 spots? Now you get to discuss. I imagine the terms were laid out at that point too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'll tell them about how the money will be earned.
So it's up to all the rest of you who the other 2 spots are filled by.
I mean, one of those spots is up to Fluffy.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And we're doing it tonight.
That's what he said. When the sun goes down is the start of the first tournament.
If it's all the same to you, then I think I might sit this one out, as I could use some of the time to work on my project.
Well, I think he would have been an asset to have there, but I understand.
Des will raise his hand. I can take his place if you'll let me.
I'm a poor cat boy from a poor family.
I have no problem with that. She'll look to the rest of the crew.
But he's so cute.
I'm sure he's more than cute. He told me that he's traveled quite a bit.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All
Maybe
right.
Morgrim can make you a special sword too. You go slashy slashy.
All right. Well, then, out of that, who is the last person you're picking?
I'm assuming you have no interest in playing these games.
I don't really feel like I want to dance for his amusement.
We're gonna be dancing?
No, Roro.
Oh.
I figured as much, so I guess the offer is up to Nicole, Tallow, and Syl.
Well,
Just saying, be careful. He's probably scouting out our weaknesses.
well, Nicole's really good with long, slender things. Tallow's really good with large, slender things. And Zilson could do all the other things.
Why do I get the feeling he's kind of belittling what we do around here?
What? You're excellent with your weapons.
Yes, they're all excellent fighters, but that doesn't narrow the choice, Roro.
Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Roro says it. Let's go.
You're pointing at the mast.
It was Nicole, it was Tallow, and it was Syl. You pointed at Tallow.
All right. Well, that seems like it's one vote. What about you, Scotty?
I'm a bit unsure. I've seen you endure quite a bit at the Kobold Island, so perhaps you would be good in this kind of
no hyena laughing. And just Tallow looks over at Syl. Just,
But I've also seen what Syl can do.
But have you seen what Nicole can do? Winks at Nicole.
I do what I am able.
Do you want me to like eeny meeny miny mo again?
I think she's got to choose.
Why does it have to be my choice?
Well, because
You don't like my choices.
I'd say you got at least an 80% chance of being okay with the choices you make.
That is so rude.
So you can be mad at me for something else.
Look, I'm not thrilled with the situation as it is, but it's not like you're... This is just a... Look, he's not putting all of us in there, so we're going to have something played close to the vest regardless that he doesn't know about. So, whatever your choice is should be fine enough.
Fine.
We're not gonna be in any better or worse position with the choice you make. It's just what's your vote of who to take in. Then we'll find out what the tiebreaker is when you inevitably pick somebody different.
Then I will just go with Roro's choice. We will have Tallow. We'll probably need his endurance, since we won't have yours.
We'll make him look shiny, that way all the attention's off me.
I'm not too sure that I'm good enough to keep the attention off of you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I don't think that was a Gale fan.
No.
Says Nicole chastises him a little bit. I'm gonna tell him. Don't you tell him.
Okay, that was a really ironic setup as well of who said what. Putting it out
Kids
there.
has shaped you.
You're welcome. We made you better. It's fine. See? Gives me compliments.
But he really didn't.
So we have our people. I think that some of us have had a long day and could use a rest before we head to the tournament.
But Gil just woke up.
Gil
Oh,
may
no.
have just woke up, but I don't know about you. I have been wandering this city far more than I had expected.
No, maybe you should go and take a soak.
No.
Gil, who doesn't know what happened 5 minutes ago. Well, maybe if Syl's feeling nice, she'll prep you guys something light for to go into the fights on.
Sil, how you feeling? Huh?
Owl noise.
That's a good thing.
I don't know about that.
You ever wonder if she's just making random noises to fuck with you?
Oh, I
Yes.
know she does. I know
It's
she
just
does.
like, I'm not saying anything, I'm just making a noise and letting you guess.
He's okay. He's gonna assume I mean something nice. Just watch.
Yep.
Just watch.
He's
We
gonna
see
take
her
it-
fuck with Gil and Tallow. We know.
It's true. Just slightly trolly.
I can help you if you want. Oh my god.
So, the stage will be set. You have your team. Roro, Scotty, Catboy Dez, and Tallow going up against whatever Asaka is planned for you.
Oh,
That's
God.
terrifying.
And we will get to that next time. Next week.
On the Understudies.
No. I'll eventually come up with a better name for it. But yes, thank you all. I again, this is what you plan some stuff out, and the characters through RP will make sure that gets pushed a week back. Which is good because
What? Oh, I got what you were saying.
yeah. You planned
I
it
thought
too.
you were threatening to take Understudies away next week, and we were gonna have a discussion.
A discussion? That's what you call talking at them?
That's what you
Like
call
the
threatening me,
flavors.
is a discussion? Yep. But no, I'm just saying, you have a thing that you're going to jump to, but because people RP, gets pushed back a week. It's a good thing.
There was a lot of things to cover.
Yeah,
We left it on a huge cliffhanger.
yeah, I know.
It took a week of forums and
Kind of got through it.
a long ass session to get through all of it.
I'm just saying, characters be like.
You guys got to meet Kitty Boy.
You guys got to meet
I
Kitty Boy.
know. I'm so excited.
He's a spicy little kitty right there, man. He's gonna
definitely torn
be he's gonna be trouble.
Scotty has to find somewhere to sleep. She has no bed right now.
She's got a bed,
Some asshole is soaking in the tub.
maybe.
Some assholes stuck you in the tub.
You see, even you admit it.
She shook her head when they called you an asshole. Gil and Scotty have their first couple fight.
Yeah, it happens. So the tournament begins next week. Welcome to the tournament arc. Don't worry, there'll be more than 5,000 screams in one punch thrown next time. There'll at least be 3. We'll get through a round of combat. It's fine. I don't guarantee more than that. But that being said, tomorrow, I am going to be back with Evil Within because I need to. You're not taking it from me.
Stop with the inappropriate props.
It's my binky right now. It's keeping me safe and happy. But yes, Evil Within tomorrow because back to streaming. Taking 2 weeks off killed me a little inside, but you know what? Things needed to get done. I have to adult every once in a while. But does that mean we're coming back Tuesday night at the table for...
We might.
Maybe.
For
For... To be continued. So we may be back tomorrow night, but we're going to be here tomorrow morning for me to actually advance the plot for once. Just long enough for me to completely ignore other plot. But thank you everyone for enduring the madness. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good freaking evening. Take care. Stay safe. Be happy. Roll dice. Catchphrase number 5.
drink coffee.
Don't do that one.